Good day, Doc Mel and classmates. So today I'll be sharing my evaluation on Sir Alden's CSR communication presentation on SM Prime Holdings. So my evaluation will focus on three areas based on the requirements. So number one is the evaluation framework used, and the next one is the evaluation that was made, and finally some comments and suggestions if there are, supported of course by theoretical insights. So the presenter used a framework developed in FMA2, which covers several key components. So the goal of the CSR initiative, the content of the message, the communication channels, the stakeholders involved, and the responses of the audience. So what strengthens this framework is its grounding in several theoretical models. So the first one is the European Commission's definition of CSR, which emphasizes the voluntary integration of social and environmental concerns into business operations. And next one is Morsing and Scott's CSR communication strategies, which distinguish between stakeholder information, stakeholder response, and stakeholder involvement. So the third one is the stakeholder theory, of course, by Freeman, which categorizes stakeholders into organizational, economic, and societal groups. So this combination provides more structure and theoretical depth. However, one suggested improvements is the inclusion of clear quantitative metrics. For example, indicators for measuring the quality and frequency of stakeholder engagement. So now let's turn to the evaluation itself. So the presenter clearly explained how SM Prime CSR efforts align with its vision and mission, and how they engage in sustainability across four pillars. So economy, people, environment, and community, and that is according to SM Prime 2023. So concrete examples of their sustainability reports, such as feedback systems, employee programs, and local partnerships, helped bring these ideas to life. So the application of Morsing and Scott's framework was especially effective, highlighting the SM Prime often uses an asymmetric communication model, where they control the messaging and selectively gather feedback. So that said, the evaluation could go even deeper by asking, how do stakeholders actually respond to these initiatives? We can also ask, are all stakeholder voices equally considered? And do these communications lead to real impact, or are they more symbolic? So, for the comments and theoretical suggestions, there were some excellent insights I appreciated. One was the idea that stakeholders become audiences, shifting CSR from outreach to genuine two-way communication. So another was this suggestion to incorporate storytelling from employees and communities, which align with phenomenological approaches that emphasize lived experience, and that is according to Van Manen in 1990. So here are a few theoretical suggestions that could strengthen future evaluations. First will be stakeholder salience model by Mitchell, Agel, and Wood in 1997. So this will help identify which stakeholders hold power, legitimacy, and urgency, and how these factors affect CSR decisions. The second one is sense-making theory by Wake. So highlights that CSR isn't just informational. It's about how people interpret and make meaning of corporate values. The third one will be two-way symmetrical communication by Grunig and Hunt. So this encourages a dialogue and mutual understanding, where companies co-create CSR initiatives with stakeholders. For number 4 is the balanced scorecard by Kaplan and Norton. So this could be used to introduce measurable KPIs for evaluating the effectiveness of CSR communication. So, in conclusion, this presentation was well organized, of course, insightful, and clearly grounded in academic theory. It also reminded me of the importance of bridging theory and practice, and how storytelling, of course, as I am a language teacher, can add depth to CSR communication. And on top of that, most importantly, it encouraged me to revise my own framework, of course, with the ideas that I've learned from this, to listen more carefully to stakeholder voices and include more concrete metrics. So thank you so much for listening, and you do have a great day.